Welcome to part 2 of Drawn Together. If you missed it, please check out part 1 on YouTube and on our podcast, Rooster Teeth, everywhere you find the Ship It Show. We are so excited for part 2. We're going to dive a lot deeper into Foxy Clara love ship. And stick around, we're going to chat with Jack Plotnick, who played Xander.
Strong Xander. Strong Xander.
Oh, every now and then I'm playing myself.
Isn't it good?
Yeah. They can download it too. You can download this at home.
Yeah, we want to see some dances.
The Ship It
Send us
Show.
your dance.
You know what
Oh,
you should
it's
do?
so
You should
good.
get people in relationships
Wow.
to do little videos dancing to that song.
That's a
Like
great.
cosplaying. you
We're
know?
doing that. We're
Yeah.
definitely
For all
doing
you
that. I
listeners,
love
let's
that
see
idea.
let's see you dancing
Let's
our
see you
theme song,
dance
please.
in your ship to
In
our
your
theme song.
cosplay as the couple, right?
Okay. Now we'll do a proper introduction.
Okay.
So, for those of you who must be on another planet, our headlining, stunning goddess guest is Miss Cree Summer.
Yeah, Mama
She
Cree.
is a voice of childhoods, but she's also a face of childhoods. She's had an extraordinary life and an extraordinary career. It's so deserved. She is one of the most beautiful, talented, and so much cooler than I chicks I've ever met. Say hello to Cree Summer.
We love you, Cree.
Hi, baby.
Best friend of the Ship It Show. that's
Hi,
for sure.
beautiful people. What's up?
So before we get into Foxy, I want to get
Everybody want to get into the Foxy.
I know.
When it gonna
Me
cost
too.
you.
Me too. Let's get, just for fun, let's tell the fans a little bit about our history.
Oh,
I remember one time seeing on Twitter, like, are Cree and Tara a couple? Because they seem to work together a lot. So
Well,
random.
We are a couple because we met in Toronto, Canada, where we're both from, Toronto kids, and you were doing your very first cartoon, Hello Kitty, and you were playing Hello Kitty, and I was playing Catnip, your arch nemesis, and I fell in love with you, love at first sight, and we decided to hang out on purpose, and now it's some 30-something years later, which is crazy because I attribute that to beautiful, authentic communication because friends don't always last that long unless you're evolving together. So this is a real good ship, you know.
This is a real relationship.
Yeah, real
real
ship.
good ship.
Yeah, this is a
Love it.
real
It's a-
ship, baby.
And you know, I remember Cree, oh my God, Cree walked in and she was so gorgeous. I think at the time you were really famous for a candy bar commercial, like
A
Mama
Quaker
told me
Chewy
not
bar
to talk.
commercial, yeah.
I
It
was
was
like,
like
oh.
a Dr. Pepper commercial where I sing down the street to everybody. Yeah.
Mama told me not to talk when my mouth was full, but it's hard not to do with the Quaker Chewy bar.
Three delicious flavors and one big chew.
And you showed up like in an MG one day,
I'll
another.
tell you exactly what it was because it was a Morgan Plus 4 1969 Speedster with a wooden chassis, and it was one of my favorite cars. You know, I'm an automobile and motorcycle enthusiast,
Yeah, and sometimes you showed up
I
on
didn't
your
know that.
motorcycle.
and
yeah,
sometimes
she's the
I come in a
coolest chick.
motorcycle.
You
Yeah,
still ride your motorcycle?
I have an Indian in the garage right now. That's a little big for me. So what I'm going to do is put a sidecar on it so I can
Oh, that's
drive
rad.
these savages. And also I have a Triumph Bonneville Repro that's beautiful.
Wow.
Wow, and I remember your papa, who was
My dad.
famous for riding bikes, and I remember working with him at the same time too. He was such a legend. My
He
God.
was a cafe
Yeah.
racer lover, my old man.
Yeah.
My dad was a premier voiceover man in Toronto, and that's definitely how I got my start. Pure nepotism. I started with nepotism, and then I worked to become good at what I
You showed your worthiness pretty damn early on.
Thank you.
My God, you've just always been the most amazing, and like you say, authentic, and always so fucking good. Like, if Cree's in the room, you know it's a good show. If Cree's in the audition room, you know you're not going to book it.
Do you remember your Foxy audition?
What?
Do you remember your Foxy
I
audition?
do. It was a shit show. I came in and I did the audition. Well, first of all, Tara was in there bragging about me, which she does a lot behind my back.
A lot.
You know, if you have somebody talk about you behind your back. Let it be like
Trash
that.
talking.
And she fucking loves me when
Trash
I'm not
talking.
when I'm not looking. She loves me up. So she was telling them, "Oh, you got to get Cree Summers. She's the tits." Blah blah blah. So then I walk in and I take a dump. Right? I do just the worst fucking audition there ever was, and I sound like Castrati. I did her like she was like 10 years old or some shit. And so I think Matt and Dave called you and said, that was a piece of shit. What
Yeah,
the fuck? That was
yeah.
a piece of shit.
We talked
Right?
about this.
You're like,
We
"That's the
talked about
worst."
this. We talked about this on part 1 with them, and you did not have all the information. Your agent didn't give you all the information. You thought it
Yeah.
was a younger girl. They said Cree's not right for this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they said she's just not right. I said, play me her audition, and then they played it, and you sounded like a little girl. I'm like, she was not given all the information.
Yeah,
This is your girl.
Yeah.
And then they brought you back in. Thank God, because no one else could play
That's
Foxy.
cool.
You
Well,
are
listen,
Foxy.
thank God, you literally saved me that job. You see what I mean, Greg? People don't do
Oh,
shit
wow.
like that. She saved my job because if she hadn't have doubled back and said, I promise you she's Foxy, let her audition again.
I do that. I do that every show I'm on. I want Cree on everything.
You
I
do
maybe,
do that
maybe the
every-
rumors are right. Okay,
Maybe
people.
they
Maybe I mean, let's give them something to talk about. Let's talk about the first song. Drawn Together had amazing music.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so much fun to sing. And we were talking about on the first parter how you and I actually were doing Rugrats at the same time. So to go from doing baby cartoons to being able to say fucking shit in a booth was like the most fun ever.
It was a revelation, God damn it.
Right?
Yeah, we were so, and also just to play such a reverence, it's so interesting reminiscing now when we've become so PC because we have to be, because shit's gotten way out of fucking control. But
Way out of
then
control.
there was really this, nobody was safe. I mean, I remember God was looking through a glory, glory, hallelujah. So even Sky Daddy was up for grabs. Nobody
that.
was gonna, everybody was gonna get some. And I loved that about Drawn Together. That level of irreverence we'll probably never see again because it ain't safe.
What
But-
a blessing
Right.
to be able to play in that realm. You both. You scored with that show.
Yeah, we did.
scored. And we used to have so much fun. I mean,
Oh my God.
and then
so
also,
much fun.
I just remember we'd be recording, and then we'd take it to the parking lot, and then you and Matt and Dave and I, would all have to hang out and talk for another hour.
Well, and we were going through life together at every time. Actually, Cree, I could probably say that about you with all of our lives. Our parents passing and marriages and
birthing,
babies
marriages
and
ending.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've been there. The people that we are very close with in this world are family for sure, chosen family.
Well, that's
Um,
fair about
Wow.
voiceover too.
Yeah.
Yes, specifically.
voiceovers just because I just want to double back to talking about how you saved my job. We're all also on camera actors, and we know that on camera ain't nobody calling the casting director going, "You got to hear Cree Summer again. You made a mistake. She is the one." There's a generosity of spirit in voiceover that I only find in this line of acting. And I don't know if it's because of the anonymity. I don't know what the component is that makes this so generous.
I think it's because this is just a theory.
Yeah.
With voiceover, it doesn't matter how gorgeous you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter who your parents were, whatever. And every single day I'm blown away by what people can do. So it's what you can do. It's how you bring these characters to life with your voice, with your mind as a package. And not every on-camera person can do it. It's a different art form. It's like asking a tap
100%.
dancer if they
That's
do
right.
ballet, right? So in this world, we are authentically impressed every day. It is not about what you look like, it's what you bring. So like as opposed to so much of on camera can be cattier, way cattier, because that girl booked that part because she's so gorgeous, or now it's because she has
it's
500,000
not
Twitter
always about being
followers.
a great actress or actor. Right.
And
There's
I
other components.
right, and also the voice over people in our category all have done on camera, all have done theater, all have done lessons and training. Like, we're not like someone getting off the bus going, I want to be famous. We've put in our time.
Yeah,
Put in
But
our
also,
time.
you just don't get famous.
Af-
Let's also say that you
I-
don't get famous. I mean, this
Right.
ain't a famous gig, you know.
After
Right.
season 6 of Teen Titans Go, I said I don't need my makeup guy, I don't need my hair guy. I can
Right.
record without that stuff. After
Right, right.
season
Did
6,
you
I
let the
gave it all
limo
up.
go after that, Greg?
No, no.
You keep the
He's
limo.
still, and he got the limo
Well, the
and the
dog
masseuse.
has the limo. Greg takes Uber. Yeah.
It's true. Wingman G. It's all about
Wingman
Wingman G.
takes the limo.
Oh my God. Well, anyway,
take it different out there.
okay, back to Drawn Together.
Yeah.
So when you booked it, like, you were so stoked. You knew this. I mean, no one has ever, and not have they since, done a character like Foxy Love.
No, DeFoxy is special. I mean, everybody loved DeFoxy, except for maybe Papa. I mean,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I did. DeFoxy was just every wrong, incredibly wrong stereotype. A lot of the ways that we talk about ourselves as a culture is the way Foxy behaved, and it was some funny shit. I mean, I loved, every time Foxy had to be a mystery solving musician. I loved when they reunited the Foxy Five, my band.
That was amazing.
I loved the relationship between Foxy and Clara, which I
Me
said
too.
it makes me think of Malcolm X and Archie Bunker,
Yeah.
because what you have is this militant chick versus this racist chick, entitled chick, and them coming together. And I feel like they hated the shit out of each other, and they love the shit out of each other.
Well, because
Which is every great love story, and the fact that they would come together sometimes was hilarious,
well, because Foxy not only opened her mind,
but
she opened.
her mouth. Not mouth.
What is this
Mouth.
thing in my mouth? It's slippery and it's slimy,
Oh my
traveling
gosh.
down my tender virgin pink esophagus, some black chick's tongue. It's such a new sensation.
I got a mayonnaise mama on my licking hole, and we've only just begun.
It's really quite thrilling.
That's right, now you know.
I think I taste a filling.
And it's solid gold.
I never dreamed I would be so willing to let myself go.
Tell me about it. I'm totally French and a racist hoe.
This black chick's tongue.
Damn, where'd this bitch get her earrings?
I've never had so much fun as with this black chick's tongue.
And then Captain Hero would come in and say, how cool is this? I've only been here a day, and I already find myself in a three-way.
Wow, this show is the best. Drawn Together and the Ship It Show. That was awesome.
Wasn't that awesome? Oh my God, that was so. And it was the
Yes.
first like animated bi girl scene, I
Oh
think.
my God, and it was
ever.
on billboards. I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, Greg and Tara, like you'd be driving down Sunset, and there was a massive cartoon billboard of you and I, Foxy and Clara, in a hot tub making out.
Not
And,
only do we know about it, but since the episode that we taped before
right.
of the show, they told us what happened to that billboard. And
Yeah.
that is
They
that
tell you
Miss
about old Miss about that white chick, what's her
Patricia
name?
Heaton.
Patricia Keating.
She got it taken
I
down.
mean, this thing, this
Come
the
on.
original Karen Keating. Came in and tried to get the fucking billboard taken down. Bitch, come down.
She did get the billboard taken
I'm sorry,
down.
I'm gonna go on record and say that raggedy bitch. That was that pre-Karen shit. She was just preparing us,
The original
The
Karen.
original fucking Karen.
Oh, my
But isn't
God.
that a trip? And that's right, it was an interracial lesbian animated kiss.
Amazing.
The first of its
Amazing.
kind. Yeah.
Right, right. And actually, back then, well, and Greg said this before, it was before its time, this show, but at that time, there was some amazing stuff when you look at Rugrats, they had a Jewish family, they had a black family. Then we get to Drawn Together where we have like, actually Matt and Dave said every character was based on like a shitty Real World that they watched.
Yeah.
So there was like the
Real World
racist
episode.
the
Yes.
racist white girl, and then that never saw, other ethnicities and colors, and it's amazing. And then we spoke about the fact that we didn't realize until Trump came into office how many of these people actually exist
Oh, girl.
still today.
Yeah. I saw the voting numbers. They're all out there. Yeah.
A show like this must have brought you guys really closer together, though, because you kind of there's no holds bar on like exploring emotion. So as a cast, you probably really got to kind of get.
Oh, we went through it. I mean, like she said, everybody was getting divorced, getting knocked up. Parents were dying. I mean,
Perfect.
it was all the ship was hitting the fan.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It
you're doing
really
at that moment in
Yeah.
life. It's
Yeah.
wild how it kind of the parallel universe thing happens.
Is
with the
It
it
shows
really-
that you're
though? With
making.
It
shows
really
that you
does.
do,
It
always
really does.
goes down.
Oh, it always does. It always
Therapy, it's
mirrors.
therapy.
That's right, and it mirrors your life for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of mirrors, we talk a lot about shipping and how it inspires music, art, cosplay. Have you seen any really cool cosplay of any of your characters at cons that bring up fun
I
memories
always
for you?
loved Defoxy. I love Defoxy because it's such a cute little character, and also just because it's a black chick and there's not a lot of black female characters, period. So I love a good Susie Carmichael. I love a good number 5 when a number
Yeah.
5 shows up. I love when Princess Kita from Atlantis shows up. Those are probably my favorite cosplays. I've never seen a penny from Inspector Gadget ever.
Ever? I bet if you Google it,
And you and I are the only pennies, you and me.
No, that's not true.
Was there another penny?
First of all, here's the truth. There is only one penny, and that is Cree.
Oh,
And that is the series that everybody loved.
right.
And I don't think there's been a series since, but there has been, if you Google it, a bunch of different little weird shorts. I think mostly non-union or limited run. There's been a few. I think like 10. I looked it up. I'm like, oh my God, how is that possible? But the series that was everybody's favorite, that was their childhood favorite, we should talk about it because Cree, it is an iconic show. You are an iconic character. Your papa
My
was in
papa.
it.
Yeah, and that was my
Um,
first cartoon. That was
Do you
my
want to talk about that time in your life? It's a very magical memory for a lot of children, for sure.
I mean, Jesus, my dad already was a big voiceover guy, and he was auditioning for Inspector Gadget, and he said, "Why don't you read Cree?" And I was just in the waiting room, and it was one of those. I think I had just turned 10, and it was one of those things where if I had probably had to prepare at home, I probably wouldn't have done it. But when you just kind of snatch somebody out of a chair and put them in front of a mic, I was like, "Oh fuck it, here's your moment." And I know I had been waiting and wanting to do it for a long time. But it sure as fuck worked out. I was shocked to book the job. And then literally right after Inspector Gadget came out, I started singing every commercial jingle, being in every commercial, doing every cartoon down the pike. I worked so much that it gave me a valid reason to drop out of school. I quit school right before I was supposed to start the 10th grade. Because I wasn't fucking there. So there
Yeah.
Me too. We have a
Yeah,
lot
me
in
too. It
common.
was very
Growing up
challenging.
in
too, Greg.
Denver, dropping out
Yeah.
of school in
Mhm.
7th
Yeah.
grade or whatever.
Mhm.
Or I basically stopped after adding and subtracting. I just chose.
When did you officially leave though? Like what grade did you split?
Freshman.
Probably around the same time.
I did get a high school degree though, and I did go to college.
A
I-
high
I-
school degree.
yeah, and I went to college.
What the hell?
And I went.
We should just stop. You should just stop.
I
Stop
went
right
to
now.
Tai Chi. I got
You
an
know
A in
what?
Tai Chi,
Look at
I had a
people
radio
like
show.
what's his name that made Virgin Airlines and never
and I
finished high
swam
school.
every day.
These, you know,
Hey.
societal constructs certainly don't
Well,
mean
what
smarts or success.
Well, and I also think I have 2 daughters who I've taken out of school, and we're kind of doing a Star Wars workbook that I got from Amazon School.
Oh, I love
My
that.
own kind of made up thing. What I do think is important is that if you're considering leaving school, is that you know what the fuck you're going to do. Because the dangerous thing about doing nothing is you don't know when you're finished. You could wake up and realize you've done nothing your whole fucking life. So it is important to know that there's something that excites you And then I think if you know exactly what excites you, either it'll make you stay in school or you can leave and pursue it. You know,
Oh yeah,
a
I
lot,
mean,
and do
look,
it all.
education is so
Do it
important,
all.
particularly if you're
important.
not sure what you want to do.
Yes.
Like we knew when we were 3, 4, 5 years old that we wanted to be
Yeah, I
singer,
was
dancer,
going into the
actresses. So.
family business, especially if you want to do voiceovers, you got to be able to fucking read.
Right, right. So amazing. So that was your first start. And then just in terms of milestones too, let's talk about when you left. I was very sad. But I knew you had to go because you were as big a star as you could be in Toronto, and you head to Los Angeles. And very soon you booked a pretty big role. You want
Yeah.
to talk about that?
Well, I moved to LA. I was 16, just about to turn 17, and I got to town and got an agent and started auditioning. And about 6 months in, I booked a show called A Different World, which was the Cosby Show spinoff to play Freddie Brooks, and did that for 5 years. And that was an absolute delight and an incredible time. And simultaneously, while doing Different World, I was doing Steven Spielberg's Tiny Toons, doing Elmira.
At the same time.
That was happening at the same
Amazing.
time. Yeah, and I was also in my band. We were signed to Capitol Records, a black rock band called Subject to Change. So all of it was happening all at the same time.
Magic, big
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah. That was such a fun time. I mean, and
My
for someone who
gosh.
dropped out of school, all of a sudden I was in university, as we say in Canada, university. All of a sudden I was in college, you know.
And now you get to play Beast Boy's mom in Doom Patrol.
I'm your mama, right? Not only am I your mama, but I's Beast girl.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I'm surrounded by mamas up here. I got Raven Mama. I got Beast Girl. I got my real moms. And my mom's actually next door packing up her place because she's splitting Venice Beach. She's going back to Florida.
Oh, not to
Aw.
Florida on purpose.
Well, actually, you know.
LA, LA and Florida are both the worst places. So.
I was about to say, but yeah, what's the diff?
Yeah, I
Corona. Yep.
I just remember you were such a hometown hero. Everyone was so proud of you. That's the other thing too. I think Canadians are really proud of each other and stick up for
And there's
each other.
so many of us here
Yeah.
that come. And
Well,
decide
because there's
to do
so much
voiceover.
filming going on in Canada always.
I
Would you
know.
call me an honorary Canadian, Tara?
No.
Without skipping a beat? No.
Can I put in the application or something?
I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. No.
Sorry.
You know, when we
Sorry.
were kids, when Cree and I were kids, they would put on our scripts. I don't know if they did this for you, Cree, but they would write SARRY and
Yeah.
ABALT,
So
so
we'd
we
say the
wouldn't
word
say
Yeah.
sorry about
But
house.
you know what I noticed about you and I don't know if this is just indicative of being children that did voiceover, but we've always been very articulate, and our pronunciation, our elocution has always been a certain way, and I do think it's as a kid doing voiceover, it really strengthens that muscle, right? That
That could be.
communication
Oh,
muscle.
yeah.
That could be.
Yeah.
And it's such a gift voiceover. I mean, like I said before, it doesn't matter what you look
Oh.
like. You get to play and a lot of times we get to sing, which is something that you and I both and Greg too, we love so
Right.
much. Now's a good time to introduce a very foxy cosplayer. I found her on TikTok and Instagram. She's absolutely stunning. Say hello to Taylor. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us today.
Holy
Stop
moly,
it.
Taylor.
Stop
Oh my
it.
God.
What up?
I was so nervous. I was sitting here. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go. I'm trying to process this all really.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah. Taylor,
Here's what happened.
Taylor, you
Taylor.
look like fire. You're so beautiful.
This is what happened.
God damn.
Taylor's like, how did I get here? Let me explain it to you, Taylor. Up in heaven, you waited in line. Oh, okay, I'm gonna wait for the hot face. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the hot body. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the adorable personality. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the talent. I'm gonna wait for personality. Put myself out there on Instagram.
You mean we could wait?
Okay, wait in line.
Oh,
She
fuck,
waited in
I
every
just
line.
went right in. I should have waited. Fuck. No
Taylor,
wonder.
Taylor
I'm
waited.
trying to be like y'all. I'm trying to be like y'all.
Girl.
Great shit.
You already
Look.
got it.
Can you please, before we start, so we don't forget, tell everybody where to find you on all your social media handles? Let's do that first.
So on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, I'm your favorite senpai with 2 eyes. And then on TikTok, I'm just Naruho with It's NARUH0E.
I
Okay.
think now everybody watching has definitely entered my ship. This is my ultimate ship. Me and these three super goddesses.
Okay, you were not invited. This is not a ship with
You
Greg
can't get
Sykes.
rid of me.
This is a girl. This is a girl ship. Okay.
All of us.
Mm-mm.
Plus Sipes.
No. No.
The Foxy, god damn.
Thank you. I tried.
I
tried.
mean,
No,
yes, girl,
tried
yes.
to emulate the goddess that is Foxy Love.
Taylor, like, first of all, what a treat you're getting to meet Cree and the person who's, been a sister to me since I'm 13. So she's an amazing goddess to look up to and love. And I want to know, like, how you were inspired to dress like Foxy. Like, tell us how your love of your pictures are amazing. We'll show them on the show live when this airs. But tell us what inspired you and how Miss Cree inspired you and how this all came to be.
So I actually the show came out a really long time ago. And I think I was in 6th or 7th grade when the show came out, honestly. So I wasn't supposed to be watching it. And I just I remember watching it. I think I was on Comedy Central, and I was like, oh my gosh, this show is so crazy. Like, I was watching South Park and things like that. So I was already kind of in that world of adult comedy and everything. And I just watched it and I was like, oh, this show is awesome. And I happened to find someone at school that watched it. So me and her would talk about it every week. We'd be like, oh my God, Drawn Together. Did you watch the episode? Did you see what happened? And so from there, I watched the whole entire series. I have the DVD of the movie that came out. I'm a big fan of the whole entire show. Loved it. And when I was cosplaying, I've been doing cosplay for about 2 years now at this point, consistently. And a couple of my friends, we rented a Airbnb, and I was like, how can I, cosplay something at the pool? Cause we have a rental house and the rental house had a pool. So I was like, who can I cosplay that's somebody fun, somebody energetic, and somebody that's kind of quick and easy to throw on in the pool. And I was like,
that's what they
Foxy.
say, quick and easy. Very
quick, easy, and fun. And so I was like, oh yeah, I can just get an orange swimsuit from Amazon, and I could be Foxy because she's been on my list for a while. And I was like, I can do that. So I just ordered everything. I dyed the hat, and I was like,
oh my
I'm gonna
God.
be Foxy. I found TikToks with the sounds, and I was like, yes, I have to do Foxy.
That's what's up.
So if I could tell my 13-year-old self that I would be talking to you guys from the show.
If you could tell your 13-year-old self that you would maintain this level of nastiness all the way to adulthood, she would be so proud.
She would be so proud.
Have you cosplayed Foxy at any Comic-Cons or any parties and stuff like that?
No, so I have. So since COVID, kind of destroyed everything. I guess been cosplaying inside of my house, and finding ways I can cosplay when I go, of course, COVID, we make sure we don't have COVID when we hang out together.
Mm-hmm.
But it was me and 3 other friends, and I was taking cosplay pictures, and they were drinking and taking shots. I was doing that too. But on the side, I was taking cosplay photos. But I haven't worn her to conventions. I've had other friends that have worn Foxy to conventions, but this past year, I've probably done the most cosplays I've ever done just because I have so much time on my hands now.
Right. Well, you look gorgeous. And
thank you.
Does and you don't have to answer this, but we do ask all of our guests too, does this ship mean anything to you? Does the Foxy Clara ship mean anything to you, resonate with you?
Yes, I was gonna tell you guys. I was like, I don't know, but it's just the song that's always been in my head was the song that you guys did, the what is this thing in my mouth?
Oh, some black chick, this black chick's tongue.
You know what, Taylor? I gotta tell you, and I don't know about you, Cree, you're gonna probably think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I sing it to myself all the time. I'll just be walking around going, some black chick's tongue.
What is this thing in my mouth?
No, it's just a new sensation. And then I hear you going, I got
a
a
mayonnaise, mama, on my licking hole. Yeah. No,
Wow.
you know what it is? It's a love song. It's a love song. For the
Yes,
fucking
it
baby. You know what
is.
Yeah.
It was the first of its kind.
It was definitely the
Well,
first.
it's if Malcolm X and Archie Bunker got it on. You know what I mean?
Sadly, that is true. That is true. Sadly, that is true. Is there anything that you want to ask Miss Cree while you have her here, Taylor?
Oh my gosh, all the pressure. Oh my gosh. Well, I was wondering,
Yes,
you guys
Dems ain't
probably
your Funyuns. Dem's my Funyuns.
them Foxy
Dem's the
Funyuns.
Foxy Funyuns.
So
And if you was wondering, yeah.
how many cons will you be going to once everything is clear? Once we have
Not a one.
everything?
Not a
Not
goddamn.
a one. No.
Well, I don't know. Listen, I got two beautiful savages at home. I don't want to get the heebie-jeebies. I don't want to give
I
them the
understand.
heebie-jeebies. And I'm a little hyper vigilant about it. I
Mhm.
think that I will probably be going to a con in the third wave. Let all them brave
Way down the
motherfuckers-
line.
Yeah, let the people without babies go to cons for a couple, like 8 months or 9 months. And then
Oh,
and
nowhere
then I'll pimp
2021.
on in once all the, once it's hygienic. You know what I mean?
I
There's
hear
no
that.
bacteria at Comic-Con.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, there was some
Whatever,
before,
you mean.
way before.
I hear
Well,
that.
that's
Like,
true because they're all shut-ins. It's probably the healthiest fucking place in town.
but that is part of a bigger discussion. Like, how does normal look after COVID? Like, I don't really want to go to a movie theater
No.
or a concert or anything
I
with tons of
don't.
people. Like,
I don't see how people are
Agreed.
still doing it.
yeah, it's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be challenging.
I
Greg,
won't
do
be
you have any?
normal,
but I
though.
will be
I have a-
available to talk to virtually communicate.
Yes, this has actually opened a lot of doors. Like I didn't think would have happened had we been living in our regular normal, which is this is great. Like there's good and there's bad. So
This is a good day for Fox 11. Did you know, like, right away that your Instagram, it's so gorgeous, but would blow up with the Foxy stuff?
No, so it actually really got a lot of hits on. I posted it on Twitter and TikTok first a while ago, and I think on Twitter, Cree, you actually responded to it.
I reposted you on Twitter because it was
Yes.
so tight. It was like a virgin mosquito. You nailed it.
It was great. I was
I
so
gotta check it out.
excited. I was like, to have someone that voiced the character that you're cosplaying or that you're embodying, it's like, like I can't put it into words. It's awesome. And so I put it on TikTok. It got a lot of hits on there. And so when Instagram came out with Reels, like Reels has been doing, at least for me, like really good as far as engagement, as far as like people liking what I'm putting out. So I was like, let me just go ahead and put Foxy on there really quick. And I loved it.
Yay. And everybody liked the Foxy?
Yes, everyone
Show you
loves
right.
Wait, this is a whole nother social media thing. What's Reels?
No, Reels is part of Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
You know how Instagram just takes everything? Like they took Snapchat and now they're taking TikTok because
Yeah.
TikTok was kind of in rough waters at one point.
Right.
So
Mm.
Instagram was like,
Right,
let me get that real quick.
Yeah.
right. What's the longest you've ever cosplayed a character? Like sometimes we have cosplayers on that have lived a couple days in their outfits in the world.
I, like at cons, honestly, I stay in a cosplay maybe most of the day, maybe about 8 hours, but it's really just the makeup. Like when I come back in the hotel room, I take off my wig, I take off my lashes, I take off everything, and I just kind of chill for a moment. So about 8-9 hours is about the max that I can stay in full makeup, full hair, full everything without just.
What does it do
I
for you?
have a cosplay question. I don't know much about cosplay, but the question is, when you do it, do you go all the way in, or are you just dressed up as Foxy, or do you become the Foxy?
Good question.
Good question.
So sometimes I've never like put on a cosplay and I'm like, I'm gonna embody this character
Why not?
because I don't know. That's a good question. Like I'm the type of person that kind of like overthink things, so I feel like I don't want to do too much. Now, if I see like a kid or somebody, or somebody that's like, some people will interact with me as if I'm that character, and then I'll turn it on. I'll be like, okay.
Then you got to put it on, because I love Halloween. I've never cosplayed, but I'm obsessed with Halloween. And from the minute I get into makeup, that's who I am until I'm blackout drunk, until I'm the blackout chef in the kitchen. What is
So
she
you know
eating?
all about
Right.
cosplay.
Same thing. Same thing happens at cons. Everyone gets drunk. Everyone
I
starts
love
acting
it.
crazy.
Oh well, then shit. I'm
Weird
an
party.
expert.
I've
Okay.
done it a few times. It's fun. One thing that Greg and I say all the time that we love about cosplayers is it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are, what color you are, where you're from. It's open season to play these characters that you obviously could play in real life regardless. Like nobody's weird at a con, everybody's accepted, and that's the thing
Everybody's
that I love
weird
the
at a
most.
con.
That's right.
Everyone's
That's
weird.
right. Nobody's weird 'cause
in
everybody's weird.
life.
Yes.
But in cons it's celebrated and it's very freeing. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you about like what it means to you when you're in these characters, like how freeing and different from your real life are you when you become these characters.
I know when I think I was maybe 14 or 15 when I went to my first con, and like seeing everyone just be themselves and like geek out, and I could like go and look at something and the person next to me could know what I'm talking about. And it's like in real life, or not real life, but just everyday life, growing up, everyone didn't know about anime. Everyone didn't know about cartoon characters. And even when you started dressing up, it was kind of like, why is this girl dressing up? Like, what are you doing? It's not Halloween. Like when Halloween, no one bats an eye. But if you do it, if you go out in public and you're like going to take pictures or something like that, people are like, what is she doing? Oh my God. But it's really fun. It's really a good way for me to interact with other people. Like I've known there's been times where I'm like traveling to a convention and I have on my cosplay and people will come up to me and want to take pictures or even just talk about the show. It's just like a big community of just people who are always like excited. I don't know, just excited, and
It really is.
it's like good vibes.
It is,
for the
it
most
is.
Harmonious.
part.
Yeah.
It's like a
That-
rad futuristic.
It really is.
Creative festival.
It really is.
Everybody
And
gets
I
to
want to
express
touch on
themselves.
something you just said. I really liked what you just said. You know, you were talking about how in your day to day, you know, you can't get into those discussions about all the crazy, freaky things that you like. And I wanted to just go even a little deeper into the deep end in that, you know, there was a long time two little brown girls didn't really have anything to do with comic books or animation, let alone anime. So it can be very isolating and lonely when you're a little brown girl that loves sci-fi and comics and all these things. And so I would assume that this is finally a place to go find your tribe, right?
Especially with the internet, because a lot of times, like from a young age, I always had friends online. Like when I was like 12 and 13,
Internet
it's kind of
friends. Yeah.
internet friends. Are like
Nothing
they'll
gives me
keep
the
your
fucking
secrets.
heebie-jeebies more than internet friends. Okay.
Internet friends, they're like I have a quick story about internet friends. Just I tell
Hold
people
on, let me get dry clean. Yeah.
Taylor, we be my internet friend.
yes, we can be
No.
internet friends.
Don't say yes to that, Taylor. I'm protecting
Don't
you.
do it.
Don't
Don't
do
do
it.
it.
Follow me.
Taylor,
and I'll follow you
Taylor.
back.
Don't do it,
What's wrong
girl.
with that?
Don't do it.
Listen,
We're like, I don't know what I'm signing up for.
Taylor, just
We
don't
change
just say
to an
when
ethereal
it comes to
radiator.
Sipes, you say no. That's all. By the way,
Top
Sipes has
today.
never seen an episode of this show, so he really has nothing to say.
What?
That's
It's
not
on-
true.
It's on
Yeah.
Amazon. I watched it all recently, like a few months ago. I was like, oh my God, this could never be on TV now.
No, I couldn't. But thanks for
I-
throwing me under the bus.
You
Under
need
the
to watch
basketball
it.
bus.
But I am in love with this show now, and I think it's just rad.
It is
When-
rad.
I love how also at Comic Cons where all these different fandoms kind of the worlds collide. It's so unifying.
They
it's
really
such a
do.
community.
They really
unity.
do.
It is. Even when they're arguing about who's the better character, it's all love at the end of the
Okay.
day.
Um,
Oh, does it get catty? Like, does it get Petty LaBelle? Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that ain't like I'm the best Foxy. She ain't the best Foxy.
That's how you know.
Yeah,
That Foxy
definitely.
is raggedy. That look like Hard Times Foxy. That
Cree,
look.
you could have full
I mean-
panels, Cree, of people dressed
Yes.
as Foxy. I've
Are
done
you
that with
get like a Foxy panel?
I've done that with Harley, and it's so much fun.
Oh, I
It's
would
so,
love to do
Yeah,
that.
you should
People
do that.
would love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
It's
so
how World
hot. We'd
Wars
probably
be
burn
fun.
down
when
the
we
fucking
when we
room.
go back to cons, we'll hold a Ship It Show event, and we'll have a whole Foxy night. Everyone will come as Foxy.
If I saw an audience of Foxies, my headlights would turn right on.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Taylor, can you do this? I am so mad. I was
Oh my God, I have a video of that I never posted. I have like
You
this-
do? You do?
Yes.
Okay, ready? I'll
Post
stay
it.
up for you and you act it out. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. I am so mad. I've been stuck like this for 3 hours.
That was perfect.
Oh my god!
I love it.
It'd be funny if you reenacted the one where all the Foxies got back together for the rock
Oh,
concert
that's my
ever.
favorite.
Foxy Five.
The Foxy Five
The
is
Foxy
my
I want to do a
favorite.
cosplay like that, like get a group of people.
You should.
That would be so cool.
No, that would be epic. A
You
bunch of
should.
No one's
sisters
done
as
that
the
yet.
Foxy Five. Heaven.
Perfect.
That would be great.
Heaven.
That
Yeah.
would be great. Taylor, is there anything else you have coming up that you want to promote, or you want to just talk about your social one more time where people can find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok. Like I said, it's Naruho. Okay. So you guys can find me there. I have cosplays coming out like every single week. So if you guys want to check me out there, you can. I love you guys so
Oh,
much.
we
Thank
love
you for
you
being a part
too.
of my childhood. I love it. I'm
Taylor,
so
ship, marry,
excited.
kill.
Who would
What are the three of us?
Who would on
Or
all
from
of
the show.
on all of Drawn Together, and you can
on All of
include,
Drawn
you can
Together.
include Greg because he's here if you want, and because he makes he makes a good kill. So
So
Oh, man.
who would I? Okay, I would probably marry
The
Clara.
Foxy. The
I would.
Foxy.
I would look, Foxy. You can teach me a lot of things, okay? So we gonna be together forever, regardless, okay? Y'all might come as a package.
Okay.
Y'all. And
okay,
if I could kill anybody, it'd probably be what was the pig's name? 'Cause he was
Spanky
Spanky
Ham.
Ham.
You know what? You know what? We played this with the rest of the cast, and
And they all
everybody
wanted to kill
chose him.
Spanky.
Yeah.
he's
Aw.
probably on the low tier.
Freeze.
After him, it would probably be Captain Hero.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a sad sack. He is.
Save yourselves.
Oh my God.
The best,
Great
the
question
best
to ask.
superhero quote. Save yourselves.
Oh my God. Taylor, thank you for being with us. You're absolutely gorgeous, and please keep having fun and being yourself. That was so fun.
I love you guys so much.
Bye,
Thank you all
sis.
for having me. Bye, Greg. Bye,
Lovely
Sid.
to
Bye,
meet you.
Cree.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
Oh my God, she's adorable.
She's fine as a motherfucker, ain't she?
So, Cree, before we let you go, thank you so much for being with us, by the way. Can you please tell everybody where they can find you on all social medias, and if you want to plug anything that's coming up or that you're working on, or that I know you do a lot of work for charity.
Oh, wow. Well, I just finished my first directing gig of a great adult cartoon called Laser Wolf. It is an all black psychedelic, fantastic weed infused adventure of three wolves, Laser, Blazer, and their other
Wow.
and Cannon, and
That's cool.
it's going to be on Adult Swim, and it premieres on December the 6th. Laser Wolf.
If you need a
Nice.
token white wolf.
No, they don't.
No,
Anyway, I
do.
fucking loved it, and I just thought I'd go on record just by saying there's only one black woman that directs animation, and that's me, and I've only had one job, so
Wow.
the industry better really
More
get
to
their
come.
shit together, because that
It's
ain't
time.
fucking cool.
More to come.
And
Would
the
you
other-
want to do more directing if you had that opportunity?
Yes, I would like. As a matter of fact, I just booked 2 more directing jobs.
How
Both,
fun.
Okay.
both black animated jobs.
Amazing.
One I can't talk about coming to Netflix. It's a big deal, and another one coming to Adult Swim as well.
Congrats.
So that's exciting.
Congrats.
And then what else is going
Do you
on?
want to talk about your charity? You do a lot of work for the Navajo.
I
And
do. I
the
work with UnitedNatives.org, and I just think in this pandemic, the natives are getting hit like bang, bang, Maxwell Silverhammer, and we really need to give as much as we can and pay attention, but not just the natives, God damn it, just each other. Just keep your fucking asses at home, please. And what else is coming out? Just a shit ton of cartoons as usual. One with you that I can't talk about. And I think I just did another episode, Greg, with
Yeah.
as your mama that I just
More Doom
recorded.
Patrol. Teen Titans Go Doom Patrol episodes.
Yeah, when
are
Teen Titans
You're
Go-
also on DC Superhero Girls with me.
I'm also on DC Superhero Girls with you. I play the Catwoman.
Uh-huh.
And what else? What
you-
else is going? Oh God, I don't know if I can talk about it. You know what I hate? When did this shit get so fucking I Spy that I can't? There's another Nickelodeon.
Just say it. Just talk about it.
Should I
talk
just say it?
Talk
I can't so fucking.
Not if you're
works
gonna get in
out.
trouble.
I
Not
don't
if
wanna
you're
get
gonna
in
get in trouble.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
But there's a lot of good shit coming. I'm still with Loud House and still doing pound puppies and every kind of puppy.
And tell everybody all your social handles so that
Oh,
they can
yes.
find you.
Anywhere you want to find me, which is only two places, Twitter and Instagram, you can find me under I am Cree Summer.
You.
La 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 la, labia, baby, you got something
for
to
me.
say.
La 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 la, baby, you got something for me. La 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 la, baby, you got something for me. And then what does it do? In your
wizard
That's
sleeve.
you. You say in your wizard
Sleeve. That was Captain Hero.
Baby,
you got something
for me. And you say
something sweet peachy.
itchy.
And you hoochie goochie, gitchy.
Yeah. I got a fever for the beaver weaver. Yeah. Peachy pot, honey pie, take it to the Wyclef. La la la, labia for me. La 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 la
Oh my God. I would be remiss if I didn't say Cree singing on a show, like us all singing on shows, is awesome. We get to sing in character. But actually, Cree, you have some albums out. You are an extraordinary singer. And where can people can they get some of your stuff on iTunes? Or
get my old albums on iTunes. I did a record called Street Fairy produced by Lenny Kravitz, and you can find that record on iTunes or Spotify or all the platforms. And then earlier on, I had a rock band called Subject to Change on Capitol Records. And I think you'd have to really do some fucking deep digging to find that. But if you, I'd love you to find it. I mean, there's some great songs on there. Yeah. I'm still making music. It's just taking a lot longer.
You should.
The two savages, you know.
Oh my God, your kids are amazing. I mean, if you people should just follow you on Insta for your kids. My God, like they were the most stylish toddlers I've ever seen in my life, and now they're just mini goddesses. They're just
shit. But there was a time when I had.
They're amazing. Cree, I love you so much. Thank you so much for giving us some time. You're just amazing and extraordinary, and what a gift you are. And if you would like to...
Oh, I just like to sign off. I just like to say, Glenn, nice to connect with you. I know we're in a new ship. And nice to connect with you, sister. We're in an old ship. And I myself am in the pirate ship. And I just, want to say that there's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything that magic will allow. And quit show business?
Yes! Oh my God, that was so fucking good. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, thank you, Cree. That was so worth the wait.
Now everybody knows that I have a magazine rack in my toilet.
That's cool. It looks
I love this so much.
Studio
Cree, thank you so much. And I love that we did it.
You God, I miss you too. What the fuck, you lucky Toronto girl.
I know. I want to stay forever.
She deserves it.
Oh. All right, I love you both.
I love you, Cree. We are so excited to introduce Jack Plotnick, who played Xander on Drawn Together, the amazing gay superhero on a quest to find his girlfriend and save her. Thanks for joining us, Jack.
I'm completely, totally obsessed with you. I just absolutely had the biggest talent crush on you during the show. And I just adore you. You're such a genius, and you're so genuinely freaking hysterical.
Ditto. Yeah, before we go any further, let's let everybody know who you are and where they can find you on all your socials, because I don't know, you're producing the most amazing content. You're so damn talented. So before we go anywhere, tell everybody where they can find you on all your platforms, and then we'll get into Drawn Together and how that all came to be.
On Instagram, it's just my name, @Jack Plotnick, and then same thing with YouTube. If you just type Jack Plotnick, there you will find me.
There you are, being brilliant.
Not hiding.
I miss you. Right? I miss your face. You're such a cutie.
I can't believe we got canceled. How outrageous!
We were talking about that.
Yeah, it was pretty fascinating to hear how it all played out. Because you should be still on the air right now.
Right.
strong
There was some, you'll see if you watch this
Oh,
show,
I
like,
will be watching. I'd love to hear how that shit went down.
There's a
That
few
ship went
theories
down.
like that they didn't want it to be competing with South Park and like some really weird, because it was the #1 college rated show.
I still think it should come back right away. I think that people
Me too.
would love to see it again.
Absolutely. And you know, it was way before its time. Have you, I don't know, I've never seen you at a con. Do you do Comic Cons?
No,
I mean, there's been some pretty hilarious cosplays of your character.
Oh, I love that. I saw someone did some sexual fan art of Xander with other cartoon characters, and I thought that was very titillating.
Yes. That is what our show's about. Our show is about the love and the fandom, and it's so true. And the guys actually Matt and Dave didn't have any stories of that, but I bet you do. And when you Google it, it's all over the place.
He was screwing the genie from Aladdin.
Yeah.
That made sense to me, and I can't remember. Maybe also some animals too from some Disney classics.
Probably.
Simba or Bimba, whatever their names are. There was definitely like a three-way to who knows.
Hilarious. And the cosplay is hilarious. Very dirty, almost naked. I've seen a few at some cons. I want you to take us back to when you had the audition, what you first thought, your process for getting Xander. And
well, I had never done a cartoon, and I was in awe of you guys because, you know, you guys had already done all my favorite cartoons. But, you know, I think I only got the audition because Dave and Matt were writers on a TV show I did on Fox called Action. And they had they can tell, maybe they told you, I believe Xander was cast with a very well-known voice actor before I had the role. I don't know if they mentioned
They didn't tell that story.
Yeah, that's what I understood. And that I have no idea why it didn't work out. So I got called in, and I remember like this all happened so fast, and I'm in the waiting room, and I'm like, what is this character? Who is he? And they're like, you know, a gay video game warrior. And I was looking at posters on the wall of a video game character he's kind of based on. And there were like pictures of different warrior video game characters on the wall where I was waiting. And I was thinking, how am I going to do this? Because it's not like I had a cachet of voices like you do. But I did do sketch comedy. That's how I got my start in the business. And I had 2 characters I did in my sketch comedy that I thought might kind of be interesting for this role. One was I had this like high school boy character who talked like this, and he was always making crank calls, and he was like, oh my God. And then I also had this high school girl character named Bethany who was always like, hi, I'm Bethany. And I thought, okay, maybe I could sort of like mix them together in a bowl. And that's the voice I walked in with. And if you listen to Xander, that's exactly what he was. He would kind of go back and forth between this high school boy and high school girl. So it'd be like, I'm Xander, and I'm on a never-ending quest to save my girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
You know? And so basically what I'm doing is literally I'll just kind of bounce back and forth between those 2 characters. And to me, that seemed like a way to find the humor in him.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Amazing.
Love to
And
hear that.
at the time, I'm trying to remember, was it the first representation of a gay animated character? It can't be the first, was it? Must have been one of the first.
Tons of gay characters in 70s Saturday morning cartoons, but they were never exclusively gay. You know, it's like Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
What's gayer than, you know, the Paul Lynn and Bewitched, but you can't really call him a gay character. So I think he might be. I mean, it's possible that.
And like the coming, they talked about, Matt and Dave talked about the coming out episode with Toot and.
That was nominated for a GLAAD award. I mean, that episode was astounding what they did. I mean, and to think that was only, I think, the 2nd episode of the show, or maybe the 3rd. It was way at the beginning. And it was such a powerful episode. I mean, it dealt with really dark subject matter, which is gay teen suicide. But I mean, that's what I love about the show. It just like reminds me of some of my other favorite stuff, like the original Heathers with Winona Ryder. It's like, really dark comedy, but that also it's about something as well. I love that.
Oh my God. I actually didn't know that was your first cartoon. If someone told me that, I would have said you're crazy. You're a natural. Actually, and I also came from sketch comedy. I did Second City in Toronto, and a lot of voiceover people and come from sketch. And people say, "How do you get started?" I always say, "Take sketch," because when you have to add in characters last minute, you're a little bit more confident, a lot more confident.
Yeah, and that's where you discover the characters I bet you bring into your voice work. Yeah.
A lot of the time,
Absolutely.
you tap into that bag of tricks for sure.
No, I loved doing the show, but I was always terrified when we would record on our own, as you know, and I liked that because then I could have like 10 shots at a line in a row. And but sometimes we did episodes where Dave and Matt had the whole cast sit in a circle and do it like a little play. And for me, that was always a little nerve-wracking because I was in such awe of you guys, and I was anxious to not have my 10 takes in a row, but I did love to see you guys in person doing it. So that part was fun.
At the table reads, that was really fun when we would record.
Yeah, that too. But when we would record, you remember when we'd all get in the booth and record an episode together? Yeah. We only did it vaguely. Like twice.
Right. Which is actually a shame. It's really fun to be with everybody and play off each other because sometimes you get things that you wouldn't know you were going to get because, as the actor, you're listening to someone else and how you'd respond. It doesn't have to have it, but it's always way more fun.
Did you ever work on a show that did that much?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Greg and I are on Titans 20 years together, and we always tape together.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't... I like to just keep saying it in a row. Not that I don't love actors, but...
You know what? You get used to that group like it's a family, and it's a different dynamic. But actually, animated features and games are still alone. It is only some series that you get to work together, and it's not all the time. So...
I can see why that would bring out moments that wouldn't have happened otherwise. I loved our episode we had together when we went to the fat camp. That was a thrill for me because I got to have so much time with your character, and I just loved Toot. And it made sense that Toot and Xander would have have storylines together.
Of course. Have you received any fan mail, or I don't know, like have you seen anything online about people appreciating your Xander?
Oh, definitely, but nothing specific. Certainly not fan mail. But I through the years, I've met people when they find out they kind of freak out because they love the show. It's definitely been a big thing in my life is when people find out that I was on Drawn Together. It for a lot of people, it's a really special show to them. It meant a lot to them, and I've come across many people like that. I thought I'd show you this. They gave me this as I think when the show ended, but it's one of the original sketches, and I just treasured it so much. Yeah, so
that's really cool.
Yeah, it says, "Does this shield make me look fat?"
Aw, you were so cute in the show, Jack.
Your voice sounds cool coming out of that character. It's the first time I'm hearing them come together.
He's so sweet.
Oh
my God! Well, give us your favorite line from the show.
There were definitely lines that I would get obsessed with and rewind them because I just thought it was so surprising to me how it came out. Certainly getting to sing the songs were like amazing to do. Salty Seaman was a song that Xander sang. So I'm having a hard time remembering some of my favorite lines because unfortunately I'm so due for a complete rewatch. But
me too.
I loved grapes are fun, just weird. He would just have these weird, and is it called an anachronism? I think when something's anachronistic, it means it sort of comes out of left field, and he did that a lot.
He did that a lot. He was so sweet. He was so lovable. And of course, that's mostly because of you. Just to like break from the show a little bit, can you talk to people about your videos? You're so brilliant how you're inserting yourself in these
my newest videos.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I directed a feature film, and then I directed a Broadway show, and I kind of felt like, am I an actor? This was about 6 years ago, and so I was like, I really want to like remember why I loved acting and sketch comedy and such, and so I started making content, and it really was just something to do to just make myself happy doing it. And at first not a lot of people even knew I was doing it. It was like this little thing I did on Instagram, but I got better and better at it, and I was getting bigger audience. And then when this pandemic hit, I was really depressed, and of course with what was going on in politics, And so I just found that a lot of evenings I was watching YouTube videos to like make myself feel okay. And Disney has always been like a really special thing for me and my family, going to Disney World as a kid. And so I was watching a lot of the old Disney, like the Wonderful World of Disney shows. And I just started to want to like escape into Disney as a way to just sort of, because my videos just come from whatever. It's not like I think, oh, this will be hysterical. It's more like I literally need to do this. And at this moment, I had to like escape into 1960s Disneyland. And of course, I've always been obsessed with Imagineers. So there was a video I was watching, and I also noticed it was an episode of World of Disney. And it was just, there was something kind of like creepy going on with Walt Disney and this young woman. He's kind of showing around the Imagineers workspace. Nothing creepy was really happening, but he kept introducing her as, oh, look at our beautiful new Disney mascot for the Tencennial. And I started to go, this is something I could make fun of. And so I just sort of stuck myself into the video. And there was, like one of the Imagineers gets introduced to this young lady, and he looked kind of like me. So I cut from the wide shot of him to a close-up of me. And I just started talking as if I was him and flirting with this girl. And people liked it. So I and I also was making fun of the rides. And in that one, I made fun of the fact that the pirate ride, the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride, is a little rapey. Not a little. Like, it's really rapey.
Yeah. Girl around with the sword.
Yeah.
Well, they captured the women of that town, and they're auctioning them off for brides, but we all know what you do with a bride. So, so I was making fun of that ride, and people really responded. And then my third Disney video I made was making fun of It's a Small World, and I stuck myself into it as several of the different women that were working on that ride, and it really exploded in such an amazing way. I had a couple articles written about it. I've had more views. This is the closest I'm probably ever going to be to viral.
You are viral. You are viral.
What's the number you have to be viral? I tell you though, I've never had a video seen this many times, and it's been a dream come true.
Let's see where you're at. Let me see where you're at.
Well, right now I think it's about 165,000 views on Facebook. That's where my videos tend to get seen. But the articles are kind of directing traffic to my YouTube channel finally, and people are discovering all my stuff there because all my videos are there on YouTube.
We're going to share your link on YouTube and on Facebook so people.
Oh no, absolutely! Just send the YouTube one. It's better it's easier to watch it there. Anyway.
I'm going to your YouTube channel.
He's brilliant. Greg, do you have any questions for him?
Thank
you want to give him the ship, marry, kill? We asked everyone else that came on, what's your ship, marry, kill?
That's something we do every Ship It show. Ship, marry.
So ship is to imagine couples in relationships. That's what ship means. So who do you ship? Who would you marry? Who would you kill on Drawn Together?
Ship? A relationship with? Oh, I might want to marry Waldor because he is so sweet and always in a good mood. And I think that Xander would, is this me, Jack Plotnick, or Xander?
I mean, you can change it up.
Well, because I can tell you both. Xander should marry Waldor. Absolutely. He should. Toot should be his relationship is Toot. Like those two.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
They could travel the world together.
Oh yeah. I think that they're perfect together. And then I think that he should kill the Superman character and I know they're screwing and that he thinks he's in love with him. But that's toxic.
Jack, how come you look like 25? You look 25. Like you look so young. What is your secret?
I think it's the lighting. Face an open window. You can't go wrong. Also, glasses probably help. I don't know. Does that aging? What you don't want to do is this and then look down. That's going to be, oh my God, I'm 100 years old. So now you know my secret.
Oh my God.
I want to say my favorite Toot moment when Toot, oh God, when she's throwing up in her dress and it's absorbing through the dress. That is my absolute favorite Toot moment. It says so much about her.
Disgusting. And it was like no holds barred. No one was safe. But it was so tongue in cheek, like Jess said, it's because these characters were so stupid that they would get away with all this crazy
look, reality shows didn't go away and they're worse. It's like those stupid housewives shows. I mean,
So
we
stupid.
were so making fun of that was so ahead of our time, their time, I should say. I didn't write
100%.
this. And it still is so entertaining today. They really should I think Netflix should like absolutely reboot that show. It's so needed.
100%.
There's nothing,
Yeah.
I mean, what other show is that funny? It's very rare that I'm in a project that I'm obsessed with. And that was the one where it was my favorite show and I was on it, which was a dream come true because nothing else is that funny, that many jokes, that fast, and also really adult, funny humor. You know, most times when they're writing humor for young people, as most shows are doing to get that college crowd, they're always kind of shooting just absolute bottom of the barrel. And their jokes were so smart and gross and funny and dark.
It was so true. It was so true.
When Xander is screwing the hero, the superhero guy, and he's looking out the window and his face is just hitting the glass and you don't know why. And then you realize, oh, he's getting banged from behind. I mean, like they were funny in words, funny in imagery.
Yeah.
A group of geniuses.
It was before its time, for sure. For
and
sure.
you made a lot of people laugh, the two of you. So that's why I always say cartoons will heal
we
the
did.
world, and that's how you heal the world is with laughter and art.
And you look, I have to say, you look gorgeous. Like you haven't aged a day. You look like a superstar pop star. Like
she's so beautiful.
And again,
I got good lighting. I got good lighting too.
Well, yeah.
But you're also super freaking hot.
You look amazing because I haven't seen you in so long.
Jack.
You look younger. You look amazing.
Is there anything that you want to promote or things that are coming up that you want to talk about?
Well, I guess, you know, I always like to promote my baby that I made after we worked together. I co-wrote and directed a film that was bought by Sony Pictures, and it's a dark comedy. A comedy drama called Space Station 76, and it's playing on Stars now, but you can rent it on all the platforms. But it takes place in the future as we imagined it in the 1970s, and it's got Patrick Wilson, Matt Bomer, and Liv Tyler and Jerry O'Connell. And I'm really proud of it. It's if you love 70s sci-fi, if you like dark comedy, you'll love it. Hopefully.
Sounds awesome.
Okay, I love that. We'll definitely tell everyone to check that out. I'll check that out. Aw, Jack, it was so nice to see your beautiful face. I'm sorry you missed the group, but this is lovely to have the little 2-on-1 time, too.
Okay, well, thanks, guys. And
thanks, Jack.
I look forward to watching the whole thing, and thank you for having me.
That was too much fun.
I had no clue that a show can do what the show has done. It's amazing.
You had no clue the show existed.
Well, no, I did. I remember I said I saw the billboards, but now I'm a fan. I'm in love with the cast and the creators.
And you can see it on CBS All Access.
Yeah.
So check out Drawn Together and relive the insanity. So much fun. Thanks for joining us. It was a great episode.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
I love you, Sex. I like when you have to be serious.